Hey guys, it's JJ. Welcome to my channel. If you are new to my channel, do make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you are informed every single time I upload a motivational or inspirational talk video. I know I've been gone for some time, but I'm back. So for those of you who have been subscribed to my channel, I'm back, and so I will also work on trying to upload videos more frequently now. Finding your identity. Is this message is directly catered towards or directed towards a people within society or within their communities or in this world who feel as though their identity is not fully understood, or feel as though they don't have the full knowledge of who they are themselves. So this video is directed towards black people in particular, but also people of ethnic backgrounds. The reason for why I'm making this video is because I have found out a lot of things about myself as a black person, which has really opened my understanding of how great I am as an individual, how great I am to be in this world as a black person, based on understanding of history and based on understanding of roots and based on understanding of heritage. The thing that I find so sad about the black community in that when there is a lot of crime and things happening among the youth and among black people in general is the fact that we're always trying to find the root cause of many of the issues we're dealing with in order to solve these issues, but we don't seem to have all the answers. So we always find a plaster to cover up a scar or to cover up a wound, but really and truly that scar or that wound needs to be treated. It needs to be properly addressed, and we need to start calling things for what they really are. This has nothing to do with pointing fingers at anybody to blame concerning certain things or anything like that. So this has nothing to do with talking about racism or necessarily slavery or anything of that sense, but this is what these sorts of things is what we have been up against. And even though, you know, we're no longer finding ourselves in the chains or in the shackles, we're still in the chains and shackles in our minds and in the way that we think and just in our mentality and the way we behave towards each other. There is something xenophobia. If you know what xenophobia is, it is basically even amongst our own people as black people. Xenophobia in relations to black people is such that even amongst black people we're killing each other, we're selling each other off, we're betraying each other, we're not helping each other, we don't want to see each other succeed. So how much more people from outside who don't want to see us succeed? Now this message is a call for us to be unified and to stop fighting, to stop waging war against each other. But this cannot happen until we begin to search deep within ourselves into our roots. A tree can never know itself or know the entirety of the fullness of what it can become, how great it can grow in terms of height, the kind of fruits that it will bear, unless it knows the seed from which it came from. Within our DNA, it seems as though there is something that is lacking or missing. We have substituted within our DNA a false identity and a false image, the lies that they have told us in our history books, which are not true. When we look into our souls, we know that the things that they're telling us is not true. And when we look at the movies, we know that these images and these faces that we're seeing is not true. This is a call for as many black people as possible who are waking up, even within the Black Conscious movement, to realize that we are the ones who started off the world. Civilization did start off in Africa, and as you would know, for example, having wider noses, when people went out into various places in the world, their noses became thinner naturally because this was a form of adapting. They didn't need as wide noses in order to survive in some certain colder areas, or necessarily they adapted, they changed in order to fit in with their environment or to fit into the area by which they started to live in. So this ignorance needs to be stumped out because our black youth are killing each other. This ignorance needs to be stumped out because black girls are growing more and more insecure day by day. This ignorance needs to be stumped out because so many of us are tired of seeing black men who should be seeing themselves as kings having a slave-like mentality. And what is happening is the queens, the black queens, or queens who are of ethnic backgrounds, who are feeling as though that their kings should be like a covering over them. It's become more like women are now wearing the pants in everything. There is no sense of guidance and no sense of direction. Sons are feeling lost and daughters are also feeling lost. What we need to do, and with this first video, because this is going to be a parted and divided series of videos concerning this topic that I'm going to be releasing. But what I would challenge anybody who is listening to this video in particular to start doing as soon as you finish listening to this video, or you may even have already started doing it since I started talking or whilst I've been talking, I want you to search deeply within yourself and to start asking those questions. What, why, when, how, who, all these questions. Because it matters for us as a people to know who we are, what we are capable of, and to realize that we are much greater than we think we are. To realize that we are not the recessive, but actually we are the dominant. And to realize that there is no such thing as weakness within ourselves. To realize that there is greatness within ourselves. So it's very important when we look to God as well to give us the answers. Because a lot of the things that they have told us in the history books and in the historical movies does not add up. It doesn't make sense. So this movement is very powerful because it's awakening a lot of black people, but still there are so many that are sleeping. And the thing that is killing us the most is ignorance. They don't want to know, they don't want us to know the truth, but the truth is the very thing that will set us free. So some certain things that when we know about ourselves, it makes it so much easier for us to go into the world and just be ourselves. But a person who does not even know who they are can never be themselves. So they're constantly feeling like they have the spirit of the orphan. And so they're always looking for somebody to adopt them, or they're always looking for new ways to adapt, for new ways to change, for new ways to develop, other than the way of life by which we have always had as Africans. We need to be proud of our roots. We need to be proud of where we come from. We need to realize that Mother Africa is looking for our help. At those who claim to have power and superiority to do for us what we should start doing for ourselves, for what we need to be doing for ourselves. Supporting each other in this, to realize that this is not just about our generation, but the generations that will come after us. We need a better Africa, and we need better hope for Africa. We need better hope for the Caribbean. We need better hope for people who are of ethnic backgrounds. Because I'm tired of hearing all these stories on the news and knowing for full well that a lot of it has to do with ignorance. A lot of it has to do with the fact that black people don't want to accept that a lot of the things that they have told us is lies. They want to accept those lies. They want to believe a lie other than the truth. And the truth is the thing that will set you free. So guys, I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And like I said, this is going to be a part series. It's going to be divided into different parts, because there is so much to talk about when it comes to this topic. This is an overnight issue. It's something that has been going on and will continue to sweep the lives of so many young people as well as old people away. We need to stomp out ignorance. We need to stomp out ignorance. How we can stomp out this ignorance is by going deep. It's by going back. It's by looking back. By looking at those pictures, by looking at those statues, by looking at those monuments. Thinking to ourselves, did those monuments really look like that? Or is there something that they're not telling us? You know, how is it that when you look at the In Egypt, when you look at the monuments of the pharaohs, the noses have been knocked off. Why is that so? We need to answer these questions. The why is what will give us the answers. So like I said, if you like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. And I definitely am so excited to continue this series, because there's not only so much wisdom that I would like to share, but a lot of things that I would like to share with you guys that will really help our communities as a whole, as people of this so-called ethnic minorities, as well as people who in society feel like they don't really have a say, or have felt for so long like their voice doesn't matter. But I'm telling you right now, your voice matters, because what is rising up today is people who are not afraid to tell the truth, and people who are not afraid to be leaders and to be positive role models in order to direct people onto a better way of living and onto a better way of understanding and seeing ourselves.